point a radio dish at the nearest star to our own, and say hello. Not a star across the galaxy, the very next one. Proxima Centauri, 4.25 light-years away, as close as another sun ever gets. Your greeting travels at the fastest speed there is. And the soonest you could ever hear an answer is 8.5 years from now. A single hello and its reply is nearly a decade of your life. That is the closest neighbor in the entire sky. And it is the easy case, because that was the shortest possible conversation the universe allows. Now let it get real. A civilization is far more likely to be out there somewhere in the crowd of the galaxy. Not next door, but thousands of light years away. So send your hello to a world 2,000 light years off. It arrives 2,000 years later. If someone is listening and answers, that reply reaches Earth 2,000 years after that. One exchange, one hello, one we hear you. 4,000 years end to end. Sit with that number. 4,000 years ago, the pyramids were new. Every word humans have ever written down fits inside that gap. A single back and forth with a neighbor would outlast recorded human history, begun by people who are dust before the answer arrives. This is not a technology problem. There is no better antenna, no faster signal. The speed of light is the law, and the law makes conversation into something slower than civilizations. But distance is only the first wall. Step back and look at the whole board. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, is about 100,000 light-years across, and it holds a few 100 billion stars. A few 100 billion suns, most of them older than ours, scattered through a spiral so wide that light itself takes 100,000 years just to cross it. Now find us in that. For a little over a century, Earth has been leaking radio into space. Our broadcasts, our signals, spreading outward in a growing bubble. That bubble is real. It is also at most about 100 light-years wide. Set it against the galaxy, and it is smaller than a single grain of sand dropped on a continent. Everything we have ever transmitted, every voice we have ever sent to the stars, has washed over a speck. The nearest 100 billion suns have no idea we are here, and the silence we hear back is not proof of an empty galaxy. It is proof of a very small shout, and even that assumes the best case, that someone is out there right now, transmitting in our direction, today. Which brings the third wall, and it is the quiet one. Two civilizations don't just have to share space, they have to share time. Think about how long we have been able to do this. We have had radio for about 100 years. The Earth is 4.5 billion years old. Our window of listening is a razor-thin sliver of that, a single flicker near the very end. For a conversation to happen, another civilization has to light its flicker close enough to us in space and at the very same sliver of time. Not 1,000 years too early when we were still painting caves. Not 1,000 years too late, long after we are gone. Now, the scientist Frank Drake gave that window a name. The lifetime a civilization spends broadcasting at all. And if that lifetime is short, then the galaxy fills and empties with brief sparks of signal that almost never overlap. Fireflies in a field the size of a country, each glowing for a heartbeat in the dark. This is the real shape of what we call the Great Silence, not empty, just mist. A galaxy that could be full of voices, each one too far to reach, each one speaking in a different century. 3 walls, the crawl of light, the width of the galaxy, and the narrow overlap of time. And any one of them alone is enough to keep 2 minds apart forever. So here is what the silence actually is. It is not the universe telling us we are alone. It is the universe telling us how big and how slow it truly is. And there is something almost tender in that, because it means the sky over your head is not a picture of the present. Look up tonight, and every point of light you see is old. You are not seeing those stars. You are seeing the light they released years, centuries, thousands of years ago. A message sent into the deep past, arriving only now. The sky is not a room full of neighbors. It is a room full of letters, from senders who may already be gone, that took so long to arrive that no reply is possible. Every star is a then, never a now. We will likely never have the conversation, but we get to receive the mail. We get to stand on one small world and read light that left before we existed, and understand from the silence exactly how vast the room really is. Next time we chase that light the other way, outward to the very edge of what we can see, to the oldest picture in existence and the wall where seeing itself runs out. But for now, just step outside. Let your eyes adjust and read the old, patient light for what it is. The past, still arriving. You carry the weight of stars. Look up.